Welcome to SD English News, and today's top stories are: APTI DCO Chairman reviews construction of houses with GVMC Commissioner. Andhra Pradesh Township and Infrastructure Development Corporation's Chairman J. Prasanna Kumar conducted review meeting over status of houses being constructed under the APTI DCO housing in Visakhapatnam and Anakapalli districts with Greater Visakhapatnam Municipal Corporation. Commissioner R.P. Raja Babu at his chambers here on Monday. Mr. Prasanna Kumar inquired about the projects at Agnampudi, Chinnamushrivada, Rati Cheruvu, Adarsh Nagar, Rajiv Colony, Paidimamba Colony, Seahorse Junction and Paravada, which are getting ready for housewarming functions soon. The duo discussed about the possible arrangements to hand over the houses to beneficiaries in the presence of Minister for Municipal Administration and Urban Development. APTI DCO Superintending Engineer D. Narsimhamurthy, Project Director of Urban Community Development K. Papu Naidu and others were also present at the moment. Hyderabad Metro creates green channel to transport harvested heart, saves life. L&T Hyderabad Metro Rail created a green channel for the transportation of a harvested heart post Sunday midnight in the quickest way possible time to save a life following a SOS request from Apollo Hospitals, Jubilee Hills. A special train was pressed into the service to transport the organ from Nagol to Jubilee Hills Checkpost Metro Station. A panel of doctors and other medicos headed by Dr. Gokhale from the Apollo Hospitals, Jubilee Hills, brought the harvested heart from Kamineni Hospital at Nagol Metro Station around 1 a.m. The heart was then rushed inside the waiting metro train. In about 25 minutes, the special train reached Jubilee Hills Checkpost where an ambulance was waiting. The exercise was deftly handled by the metro and the security officials of the Corridor 3 and coincided with the handling of special metro services beyond business hours of Sunday for return journey of about 20,000 spectators who turned up for the T20 cricket match at Uppal from the stadium and the two adjoining metro stations. Lakshmi Parvati justifies renaming of NTR University of Health Sciences. And Lakshmi Parvati, who is Telugu Academy chairperson and wife of former Chief Minister N.T. Ramarao, has clarified that the decision to change the name of NTR University of Health Sciences to Dr. YSR University of Health Sciences was not born out of jealousy or revenge towards NTR. If I am given a choice to decide whether to name a historic district like Krishna after NTR or a university, she will choose the district name which allows a great legacy. Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy has shown his magnanimity in naming Krishna district as NTR district. She says she sees no wrong in renaming the NTR University of Health Sciences as Dr. YSR University of Health Sciences. In fact, NTR Jr., the popular movie star, gave a wonderful statement on this issue, showing his maturity, said Ms. Lakshmi Parvati in a media conference at Tadepalli. Ms. Lakshmi Parvati launched a broadside against TDP chief N. Chandrababu Naidu, Enadu chairman C.H. Ramoji Rao and Andhra Jyoti chairman Vemuri Radhakrishna, holding them responsible for the death of NTR. YSRCP TDP have done injustice to state, says Diodar. Bharatiya Janata Party Andhra Pradesh in charge Sunil Diodar on Monday said that the regional parties controlled by a few families could never ensure the speedy development of the state. The YSRCP and the TDP have done an injustice to Andhra Pradesh. They have failed in putting the state on the path of development in the last 8 years. Even as the BJP-led NDA government at the centre has been sanctioning huge funds for the state since 2014, said Mr. Diodar, while participating in Prajaporu street corner meetings at Kotturu Srigam and Gara and other places in the last 2 days. Mr. Diodar said that people of the state were eager to vote for the BJP in 2024 elections. Prajaporu district in charge Billangi Uma Maheshwar Rao said the party would organize 250 street corner meetings to highlight the poor governance in the state. Centre committed to solving fluorosis problem in state, says Union Minister. Union Minister of State for Social Justice and Empowerment, A. Narayanaswamy, has said that he would inform the Union Health Ministry about the high concentrations of fluorine in drinking water in 125 villages in Andhra Pradesh once the Indian Council of Medical Research findings are ready. The minister said that he would make a request to examine to what extent it could cause the failure of kidneys, which has been a major health hazard in Uddam region, Jagaipeta in NTR district and some other places. The theory that the genetic predisposition of people is the underlying cause of renal ailments is also to be verified. On the other hand, he said only 54 lakh water tap connections were given in the state out of the targeted 95 lakh houses under the Jal Jeevan mission. The government officials concerned have been instructed to reach the goal at the earliest, lest the benefit envisaged under the scheme should be foregone. Addressing the media after taking stock of implementation of the development plan for essays on Monday, Mr. Narayanaswamy said that All India Institute of Medical Sciences at Mangalgiri in Guntur district would get permanent water supply from a lake. A detailed project report for the lake would be ready and tenders could soon be seen. A permanent water sources was required for the AIIMS to be able to give treatment in patients and it has to be pending for quite some time. He said beneficiary cards under the Ayushman Bharat mission were not distributed and the Department of the Health Sciences has been directed to issue the cards by the October end. Tribal food fair organized in AU, students regale audience with dances. The Ministry of Women and Child Development is celebrating the 5th Rashtriya Poshan Ma from September 1 to 30. This year, the key themes are Mahila or Swasya and Bacha or Siksha. As part of this program, the NSS unit of Institute of Advanced Studies in Education, which refers as IASE, Andhra University, conducted a tribal food fair based on the theme Traditional Foods for Women and Children in Tribal Areas, here on Monday. T. Shobhashree, Principal of IASE, S. Harinath, NSS Coordinator of Andhra University, T. Sharon Raju, HOD Department of Education, KVR Prasanna Kumari, NSS Program Officer, and officers teaching staff of IASE and various departments of Andhra University participated. NSS volunteers of IASE entertained audience with cultural events such as Dimsa dance and folk songs. Different varieties of traditional tribal food were cooked and displayed by the students hailing from the tribal regions. Police pick up gangster Naimuddin's associate in Telangana. Hyderabad police has picked up Seshanna alias Ramachandrudu, said to be the key associate of Naxalite turned gangster Naimuddin, who was shot dead in an exchange of the fire on city outskirts of Shadnagar in 2016. Seshanna, said to be the second in command of Naimuddin's gang, disappeared soon after the gangster was killed. At the time of Naimuddin's encounter on August 8, 2016, all sorts of rumors got circulated. While some said Seshanna too was caught and let off before Naimuddin was neutralized, others said he disappeared with some aides carrying huge sums of money earned through the gang's alleged illegal land deals and extortions following Naeem's death. Sources said Seshanna is facing cases in different parts of state. He wanted in one case of Humayun's Nagar police station. As part of investigation in that case, teams of Hyderabad police spread out their dragnet and caught Seshanna. He was caught carrying a pistol, police officers confirmed. Sources said Seshanna is facing cases in different parts of state. He is wanted in one case of Humayun's Nagar police station. As part of investigation into the case, teams of Hyderabad police spread out their dragnet and caught Seshanna. He was caught carrying a pistol, police officers confirmed. Seshanna's name was heard in many cases connected to Naimuddin's gang before the gangster's death and even after that. The special investigation team was probed into the case involving the complicity of Naimuddin and his associates wanted to question Seshanna. However, he had been eluding the SIT for almost past 6 years. In 2017, a person Virisham of Mailadpalli received threatening phone calls from a person claiming to be associate of Naimuddin. The time police suspected if Seshanna was behind those threatening calls. For some time, Seshanna worked with People's War Group before joining the mainstream of life.
The open rebellion by Rajasthan lawmakers loyal to Chief Minister Ashok Galpati was declared the plan of Gandhi family to field Mr. Galpati as a candidate in the Congress presidential election as they appointed Sachin Pilot as his successor from the Chief Minister post. On Monday, the Congress President Sonia Gandhi, who is learned to be enveloped development, asked from the written reporter as after Mallikarjuna Yatra was shown to the meeting, the time and the venue of CLP meet and held over the registration to Speaker C.P. Joseph. The Rajasthan Chief Minister learned to polls sources said the leadership change in the Rajasthan could be put on the hold. The progress cut was also treated as a war of words between Gecklot Lois and Congress community observers. Mr. Macon said that after submitting the recognitions before the Speaker, the protesting MLA spends their estimates Santi Kumari Chaideep Pratap Singh and Mahesh Joseph to put their demands for the before CLP meeting. They said the one-line resolution to authorize line Congress President to nominate a CLP leader should be applicable October 19th. Mr. Macon said this, he said, was rejected because it was felt that it would be led to conflict of interest since Mr. Gaylord, who is the front of runner from the presidential post, cannot employ himself by sending his resolution. Ready? Kerala turning into hotspot of terrorism, says Nadda. Now, Hindu Bureau, Thiruvananthapuram calling Kerala is a hotspot of terrorism and fringe etc. elements. BJP President JP Nadda on Monday accused the LDF government of extending transit support to the people who included in the violence. He was speaking after inaugurating a convention of both presidents in the capital as a part of efforts to keep party machinery ready for the upcoming elections. People of Kerala will be in danger because of the LDF government and its politics. The government is involved in the corruption with the CMO of coming with the elbit of gold smuggling case. He said there has been no letting on the projects by job speaker demanding placement in the state. Run schools even as a Durga Puja festivals are the full swing in the state. Protests were held at the virus space in the city and projects going towards Rajbhavan was detained. Projects were held as various other places, including near Gandhi statue, where job speakers has been organizing sit in the demonstrations in for 56 days. The statue is escaped. The projects has been reached by day after 50 to 40. A section of products also job speakers. We have to keep up the projects. The government hands the appointment letters, held democracy out of the side of public service communication. There is no festival for us, a protector said. They said will not be projects after the state government had been appointed later. Ever since the West Bengal school service requirement scam came to force with the arrest of former Minister Patachi, in the July this year, the project of gathered place. The attempts by the state government have an irritation Congress when party generally Secretary Abhishek Banchit. Meet the projects, there has been no breakthrough. A sector of the projects make Manda also met officials of the Education Department. Education Minister Bhatia Singh organized to the job speaker to drop the products. So during bring out the he also clarified they could not give when the requirement process will be completed. SC directs Bombay S to hear bail petition of the former minister Anil Dikshit. Deshmukh. The Supreme Court of Monday expressed displeasure over the delay in hearing the bail petition of Maharashtra former Home Minister of Anit Deshmukh, who was arrested in the connection with a money launched during case, and directed the Bombay High Court of hear the decided case is taken up by the who issued direction of permit the petitioner to apply the learned judge, to whom the case has been examined tomorrow. The application shall be taken for hearing during the course of this week and decide extraordinary causes for the bench of noted the bail petition from the former minister has been pending since March 21st. It said every accused has a literacy expectation that will be bail would be disclosed for an early date. At the outset, senior advocate Kapil Sibdal, appearing for 73-year-old Deshmukh, submitted that the hearing of the bail petition is defected as sold internal bail. Solicitor General Toof of Malta, appearing from the enforcement, opposed the intellect bail petition and said ought not pass on such order.
Pitching India as a signature destination. Earlier this month, the Dalita ranges in the Himalayas were the sitting for gathering of state tourism minister. A first of the kind meeting to discuss the debate and on modes, mechanism to the develop tourism in India. The minister abolished for the 3 days to co-develop Dharmashala by drawing the inspiration from the Prime Minister. Narendra Modi, whole of the government, approach while the enables the breaking down of the approach, encouraging cross various government coordinators. On the occur of World Tourism Day, I am happy to share this collective vision. The Dharmashala Declaration aims to recognize India's role in contribution towards the global tourism as well as the focusing on recovery by the also promoting democratic tourism, which has been overlooked for long. In his Independence Day speech in 2019, Mr. Narendra Modi, every India would afford to travel the visit to at least 15 locations in India by 2022 and discovers the countries. However, the COVID-19 made this vision a challenge. In declaration, the tourism minister has comes up with a suggestion and action plan to encourage more Indians to travel democratically and explore India, nature, culture and beauty, while the simulation reaching the goal of Ek Bharat Shimla Bharat. In parallel, the minister mutual understanding has also been working the ministries of external affairs to identify 20 Indian missions about with the highest tourism footfalls to the India, and build a country specifies the suggest to attack the foreign tourism. Rethinking and the remuneration tourism. Tourism has been on one of the session. Several efforts by the COVID-19, the government of India's emergency credit line gradually scheme was recently by 50,000 crores from 4.5 crores lakh crores to 5 lakhs crores to benefit entrepreneurially the in hospitalities and retail sectors such as hotels, restaurants, marriage halls, travel agents, tour operators, adventures, and heritage fertility. The pandemic has also given us the time to reset the rethink the way forwards to tourism in India. The Minister of Tourism, after wide-ranging consultation, has prepared the draft national tourism policy 2022, which aims to improving the frameworks conditions of tourism development in the country, supporting tourism industries, strengthening tourism supports functions and developing etc. something. The guidelines principle includes the promoting responsibility and includes tourism in line, which are civilization from Gautam to Gandhi. India has always spoken about the enthusiasts needed to live, which nature the which in our means. The National Green Tourism Mission aims to this approach. The National Tourism Policy also aims to give the imperative innovation and technology through the National Digital Tourism missions and skilling through the tourism and hospitality sector. Skill mission, the policy also gives a special to private sectors. Participation through the public-private partnership, PPP. After 2002, this has been the first such attempt to being fourth transformation to tourism policy. Once the new policy is, the minister would have been new set to tools and frameworks that are required to execute on the vision and the goals we have to set ourselves. Potential during the G20 presidency. The country has the opportunity to position itself as major tourism destination during the India's presidency of the G20. India age old will comes to the fourth as it welcomes delighted for the 20 countries Europe Union includes personals from the center. Banks and financial ministries of G20 countries, close to 15 working groups ranging from anti-corporation and agriculture to health and tourism and the foreign ministers and the other ministerial meetings. All these tracks would meets that India will be hosting close to 20 meetings. Even the final list of city is being finalized based on the set of transparency criteria such as conference, infrastructure and accommodation, ability ranking in Swachh Bharat and other parametric close to 35 cities with the potential have already been identify during this time. The plan is welcoming the world to India. The Minister of Tourism also planning to work with the other ministries to bring in necessary interactives such as visa reforms, easy to travel, travelers friendly, and improved faculties as the airport. The goals. Over the past few months, all the major tourisms such as domestic air passengers traffic, hotel occupancy, and tourism footfalls have shown signs of recovery and going back to pandemic level. By mid 2024, we would be the billions of as GDP contribution from the tourism and $150 to $30 billions. Foreign exchange earnings to 15 million foreign exchange tourism arrivals. By 2030, India is estimating to growth 7% to 9%. Correspondence annual growth rate, and we expect the enabling policy frameworks to bring $250 billions in GDP contribution from tourism, 140 million jobs in the tourism sectors, and $56 billion in foreign exchange earnings with more than 25 million foreign travelers. The Ministry of Community delivering on the goals to ensure the positioning of India as one of the world tourism destination by the 2047 World Tourism Day. Therefore, is an appreciate the day to the renewal the pledge.
The story state of Telangana achievers. The history of form of principal state of Hyderabad literally to the Indian uniform was discussed by the debated by September 17th. Hyderabad Liberation Day drew close. It was not surprised that these debates were deeply political around the same time. The Telangana State Achieves and Research Institute signed as MOV with Noor International Micro Center of the Delhi. Based off the Indian government, based off will refers the convention. We catalog the historical manifests, documents this could provide greater India's access the sources of history. A more uncaged understanding and written of the event, the unfold in the state of Hyderabad, its method in independent India. But the teaser in home of the much was the more than just records for the SF Jot period. So contains documents for the Vijayanagar Empire, the Brahmani Sultan, and the Mughal period. Former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao said, these are the permanent value. Tesha the organs in the defer head of the state achieves MP Prasad. It is said to be under demarcation for the race region family the arrested, while the sheer number of formation they entirely imputation suffers from accurate neglect since 2015. Little resolution and effort for the put into the compare matters of presentation of the further futures of mission documents. So in 1965, the state achieves in the undivided Andhra Pradesh moved to Usmania University, its currently location, was interpreted by the Prime Minister Lala Bahadur Shastri. Today, the Tesla 43 million documents, some of the which are formed 1,406 lakhs, it was with 20 lakhs certificates of marriage rating by 1739 CE. Its notification of 1869 CE on Royal, there were staggering 1.55 lakh documents for the Mughal period. So, these are the scores of documents of Mughal Empire on the time. Accurate neglect. Well, the sheer number of farmers they suffers of the accurate neglect since 2015. Little resources and effort has been put in the category of documents. To complicate matters of presentation further, comments of these documents of the still stored using an old system of documentation called by Brahma system. This leaves the moral of valuation of weather time and Rao's of comment of the chiefs are revelanted of a Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao in 2020 described former of the Prime Minister Rao as a reformist who cut Telangana landscape created in globalization. The government should be presentation of the Prime Minister Rao opposition of the chiefs in 1980. Rao, who was appointed Minister of External Affairs of the rotated region. I have been personally aware of the important and valuable working being done of the Andhra Pradesh State Chiefs Department ever since I was Education Minister of Andhra Pradesh. In 1967 to 71 and a later of Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh in 1970 to 73, I have always felt that specialized work of the HF's department needs to properly recognized and also reflected in the pergary provision that will make in the importance of further functions of HM's keeping. In the HMs cannot be ablished of the truth. Its scholars and academics who interpreted the records in the public which reads the interceptions, the government must be held Raw's observation and leave no stone unturned in the presentation of the previous historical documents. India's recent IRCTC tapping sides of political issue. New Delhi, India has warned the international community of the Red Cross that taking sides of political issue who have affected its capacity of discharge of humanitarian. The warning followed a statement by the ICRC spokesman, Mr. Elian Modax, that was India was conducted to a ton of deer of peace by the international committee of the Red Cross from the release to the 500 to 1000 stick of wooden Pakistani soldiers captured during the fighting in Bangladesh. An officially spokesman said to the it is a pity that ICRC, which is a humanitarian organization, so in which the expected decrease is a humanitarian functions observably and imperly as since it is a taken of a political issues. So the spokesman described to ICRC statement as a vague term, so what is complicable and basically and said it was unfortunate that the spokesman has come out with such a statement. On the question of presentation of a way of civilization international in India, pointing out of the India has already retired 29 sick and wounded prisoners of war and held described to release another 123 spokesmen. The IRCT statement is fatally incorrect. In fact, the government of India has suggested that this pioneers were reflected to Pakistan of September 28th. No response of the for it be received from the ICRC. Season telegram. From the week ending 23rd September 1922, rainfall heavy south, Kannara and Cochin, moderately Elangli, Anjam, Vishakhapatnam and Malbar fell, Raman, Telalines and Neglas, light of delay. Practically rainless week, rain was to the generally below of average expect, west coast. Transplanting of paddy main in Chiligrod, south of 10 spring of drops mainly in the central districts proceeding. Season telegram. From the week ending 23rd September 1922, rainfall heavily South Carolina and Cochin, moderately Agrenson, Ganjam, Vishakhapatnam and Malbar, Fair, Raymond, Territory and the Nilgiris light of nail elsewhere. Practically rainless week. So the rainfall to the date generally below average expert west coast. transporting of the paddy main in Chilangut, South Akrot and Telanganali solely of dry coast mainly in the central district proceeding. So the date much have been restricted in the Deccan. Standing crops fair but dry drops in the part of 8 districts fading. So the west coast of the south of the Ton, Bolgram of Kulubre, Ragi and generally in the parts where in irrigation water in defense in the past ex west coast. The semiconductor industry. Semiconductor industrial కట్ చేస్తారా? Semiconductor industry are building of the almost every modern electronic device. The semiconductor chip making process is a completely and highly expert, have multiple steps in the supply chain such as a designing software of chips and the preventing them through core interceptor properly IP rates. According to the electronic and IT minutes, semiconductorly demanded in India would like to $70 to 80 billion by 2026. With the growing demand for the digital service, the electronic products modified scheme now provides uniform in 50% freckle support from the nodes. Besides, it was provided 50% of the capital consumption of the other steps to the process of as well chip design and ATMP. Chip production 45% of the 228 nm to 50 nm and 50% of the half of the fundamenting of chips 28 nm or below. The modified scheme provided uniformly freckle supported all the nodes. Besides, it will be provide 50% of capital from the states of other chip plan. In this process, outlay of scheme remaining 10 billion notifiedly just the sitting of one semiconductor fab. Chip making also requires gallons of alternative water in a single day, which experts say could not be a task of government to provide veterinary component also different conditions which are providing in less parts of country. And the task for the government is to drive test. In the consumer demand in the semiconductor and linked electronics industry to the end up in a single situation which there was funchers remaining successful on the taxpayers are forced to fund required subsidy. State funnel of division of Japan. Unification was founded in 1954 by Samnak Moon, an anti-communication and self-declared measure. Since its founding, the crush has been afflicted in conditions of it being based on idea that the love in marriage and family in which God wants to work peace of harmonic mass welding in the group of which Christ said it was a founder of thousands of falls in Japan. It equates in followers in Japan of mass large donations to make admission the interception including the country's past quotas of Korean Peninsula. Why is public anger growing? An international investigation by the LDP found that 179 to 73 to 379 lakh makers has been charged. The revolution which established links between the LDP with the unicorn chief of further of PD which held in the greatest, the statemental foundation of the fish. Scientific research. Low the subtitle of human detailed the minute said the Atomic Energy Parliament gives 25th Preferred Basin Awards given by the public sector to the Department of 13th non-court downward awards. They decided to award the awards and insulate the Indian Space Research Organization said it did not confer awards save 3 internal ones. These are not done away with replaced with a national level award. Very high statue the meet and concluded the CSIR gave since awards included the Shanti Swarup, Bhatnagar Awards that is been given annually to accommodation the scientists under 45 departments and announced every year on September 26th. By norm, the awards in this year were not be announced on Monday, but was not done this year. So, severally scientists told the Hindu it does not confirm it was linked to meeting. Modi leaves for Japan for Selena Aples funeral. Prime Minister Narendra Modi left for Tokyo on Monday evening to attend the state funeral of Japan's former PM.
Hello. Sensex rides 1.6% on slowdown fears. Rupees slips to 81.67. India stocks trouble on Monday for the fourth suggest session. Since the US Federal adopts the ASICI last week to control the rising inflation, following set of the local equality, markets of foreign frauds, the rupee hits yet another record low. The S&P Sensex falls 953.70 points or 1.64% to 57,145.22. Intraday in index had 1,060 points. Sensex stocks that lost the most includes the Maruti, Tata Steels, Axis Bank, NTPC and Bajaj Finance. In Maruti 5.49%, Tata Steels 4.22%, ITC 3.96%, Axis Bank 3.44%, NTPC 3.35% and Bajaj Finance 3.34%. The Nifty National Stock Exchange Nifty index to decline 311.05 index or 1.8% to 17,030. The Nifty attempts pullback from lower level, but the bear had the frame to grip as the index witnessed selling pressure, and it's ended to trade about 17,000. Said Richard Jain, leads research 5pies.com. FIIs have formed more shorts positions in the index future segment, and there have been selling in the class segment too, leading to fall. He had a reclination files in US and Europe, the Russia, UK, Ukraine war and the political uncertainty in China have future cast to cloud of uncertainty on the global economic. This had led to US 10 years bond yields rising to 3.82%. The highest since 2010, said Sandeep Bhardwaj, CEO, IFFL Securities. The slowdown skittish would have to impact on other countries' export as demands for the good and service would be to dry up. Hence, for the medium terms, we would expect the higher volatility in the IT stocks, he added. Proud its segments. The rupee falls for the fourth consecutive session to close 58 paise lower at 81.67 compared with Friday close to 81.09%. Against the US dollars, analysts said the rupee could likely depress beyond the 82 level this week. RBI policies watched this week. RBI will be released its policy statement, and this is likely to influence the rupee that is currently falling sharply against the US dollars. Mr. Somiyar adds Monday's falls in the rupee could have been higher add to revenue. Reserve Bank of India not intervened by selling dollars in the interbank forex market via public sector banks. Analysts said the Reserve Bank has on many occurs made it clear this is would deploy its forex reserve to prevent the excess volatility in the forex market. Market watches Sensex 57.145 minus 1.64, US dollars 81.64 minus 0.71, gold 49.79 minus 1.07, oil 85.25. Nifty, Adani Ports 863.40, change minus 50.40. Apollo Hospital 4282.70 minus 135.75. Asian Paints price 3403.38.05, change 42.8. Axis Bank price 742.60, change minus 26.00. Bajaj Auto price 3574.50, change minus 124.60. Bajaj Finance 1676.580, change 45.10. Bharat Airtel 755.05, change minus 16.0. BPCL 304.90, change minus 0.5. Divis Lab price 3670, change plus 27.40. Dr. Reddy's Lab 4127.85 minus 11.35. S&P strikes to 7% FY23 growth of forecast. S&P global rating has retained in its 2022 to 2023 growth forecast for India's economy at 7.3%, criticized smaller than impact from the global slowdown to it domestic defends the economic, whilst it exports inflation to average 6.8%. Through the year, the rating agents pride the material increasing in policy rates, owing to core inflation level. It has projected the exchange rate for the rupee to average 79 to US dollar this year before switching to 80.5 to 82 and 83 in India retail inflation to expect to stay about 6% market till the end of the 2022. The subsequency 3 years till 2025 to 2026. India retail inflation is expected to stay above the 6% mark till the end of the 2022.
S&P sticks to 7.3% of FY 23% growth forecast. The Hindu Bureau, New Delhi. S&P global rating has been retained in 2022-2023 growth forecast of Indian's economy at 7.3%, crediting a smaller impact from the global slowdown of democracy. Well, it expects to average 6.8% to the year. The rating agency predicted further major increases in the policy rates upon the elected money levels. It was projected exchange rate for the rupee of average 79 to US dollar of the year, before shipping to 8.5 and 82 and 83 in the subsequent 3 to 2025-2026. India's retail information is expected to stay above the 6% mark till the end of 2022. On rising wheat and rice prices strictly close in the interflection and the link likelihood of field of increasing again. S&P Global Chief Minister Economist Logis Corrupt said, though and S&P as the stuck to its prevalent growth forecast, it expects growth to the stay below 7% of the next 3 years of 2023. Search for missing lady. Generally, public is hereby informed that one lady, namely Starim, who is Shahrukh, is a wife of Shahrukh. Delhi, age 22 years, height 5 inches. Round face, medium build, wearing black color suit and chappal. In the feed has been missing since 18/8/2022. From the house, sincere efforts have been made by the local police of trace of lady, but has not come right into the so far is regret to DD number of 57A dated in 19/80/2022. Has been located as a PS Jyotinagar, Delhi. Any person having any information of clue about this missing lady may kindly inform the information of the following. Morari says Federal leading in future. Andili Morani has been backed of the now rated regularly as further as captain of the breed indicted by the 6th edition as fan cover of next year could last. Team Europe suffered a 3-8 loss to Tip World as vacancy for the captaincy will be open up Swedish great bros steps away. I'm surely local is going to stay involved in the event some capacity and maybe some of captain the team is said. Don't have the fear of failure, says Kuladeep. New Zealand in India. Yes, Deepak Raghav, Chennai. From being is a automatic pick on formats of the key game 3 years ago. Kuldeep Yadav quickly fall down the packing order of affecting by the being dropped from all the national team and even his former IPL club Kolkata Knight Riders. The 27-year-old, however, has rediscovered in the form of this year of new team Delhi Capitals in the IPL with 21 wickets. He made a comeback into the national team in the shorter for a match of social Sunday. So took a hat-trick of India versus against the New Zealand match. Extra effort. To be honest, from the last year after I was injured, understanding by rhythm was very important. Earlier I was slow in the run-up and I found it difficult when batters start packing when I was bowling side. Kuldeep on his comeback journey. After this survey in 2021, I changed this rhythm. I was bowling with more effort and control by giving extra pace as well. That helped me, he said. When I use it to, before to when I know, he said the left arm west spinner also started in the spinner I feel of fail, lose anymore. When you fail, you learn. When I was came back into the Indian side in January, I was not afraid to failure. I wanted to enjoy the game. When asked about how thought it was going for playing all formats to being dropped, Kuldeep said, you learned was a wrist spinner. When you keep playing rhythm and pace, well was helped me. It is a challenging, but you have to see the other part as well. There are plenty of cricketers coming up and it was always through playing for India, Kuldeep added. He also gave credit to Shane Watson as Delhi Capitals. He helped me with mind control. He was one clammed me down and asked me to focus on few things. Even though he was overlooked for the World T20 of this year, Kuldeep will win sin of this A series of a height of Tuesday in third and finally one day his teams come back into the national ring ground. India U17 women's team loses to Sweden. The Indian U17 women's team served a 1-3 defeat against Serbia of Guinea in first match of Exco Turin run-up. The match was played at Green in Spain. It was the first match for the expert tour for the Indian girls, head of the age group of Showface, which is India hosting in October to November. I am mentally very strong, Abhay. As Prasanna Venkateswamy, Chennai. Abhay Singh is on a high. I think it was the last 6 PSA Challenger events I was beat for top seeds, so it's likely I don't care who seeded what. I am set have to win, he says after winning the men's title of Chennai Leagues of the HCL HRF PSA Indian Tour at the ICA courts have not on Friday. Abhay Singh as Ravindrana is one of PSA Challengers events this year. And whatever truly remarkable is toughness both mentally and physically, which talented he not snapped and still better has gone to the clinch of a win. He bat the swing Robin Gattel in 95 minutes watch to win the left-hand oval Malaysian even of 80-minute fraglet. So simply put it, he has not back a crack. I will beat. I was physically and mentally strong even to come through this week, Chennai PSA. On the biggest takeaway from the Chennai event, he says, that was I just mentally about the national games and I have won. Evans is most looking forward to the Asian Team Championship. It's Saurabh. Rampant wickets, I think that was one of the stronger team India has put out of very long time. So, we are going for the gold. He says about the Asian Team Championships to be held from October 31st to November 4th in Korea. Last time the boys went hot without me and unfortunately only settlement for a silver. This time if we win gold, there were no who was the lucky charm is, he said. Ajit and Pradeep star in a Ajit variation Trimpio. Kama Srinivasan, New Delhi. Ajay Sale and Pradeep Pant handled the climax with a confused, depressed play, nervous play, in helping a Ajit Vars to thrilling in 120 to 120 victory as a over Bangalore challenges in final of the legendary Tennis League of Monday. Bangalore Challengers lead by 11 points after 37 matches in a tie if needed to win only 5 points in the last rubber, which has double points. The expensive pair of the Saurabh Singh and Ajay Verma, however, lost 11 by 4 as against of Pradeep came up in the brilliant strokes. Karna turned the trade favor of the Bangalore team. Akhil Machu and Salancher restored the supremacy of Vars. He was here the Enjekti Sanjeev Machandra and Aditya Khanna combined to turn the flow strongly in favor of Bangalore team. Together we match against the flow of the long wilderness of contents. The Warriors were able to spring a surprise in the climax. The three players who have won medals in the Masters of World Championship, Radhika Trumplu, VM Ranjit and Jagdish. Turnover was filtered with the cash awards at the presidential function. Tanya claims she was robbed in the London hotel. Press Trust of India, New Delhi. India wicketkeeper batter Tanya Bhatia on Monday claimed she was robbed on a important belongings including cash, cards and jewelry during the women's team stay Merit's Hotel in London. Shocked and disappointed at Merit Hotel, London media. Someone walked into my personal room and stole my bag with cash, cards, watches and jewelry during my recent stay as a part of India women's cricket team. So Anshu Bhatia tweeted.